Hello, I have perfected Please Touch the Artwork 2 by simply completing the entire game. I'll touch on that a bit later. Welcome to my full review. Please Touch the Artwork 2 is a free-to-play, hand-painted, hidden objective adventure game being developed and published by Thomas Waterzui, sorry if I butchered the name, who previously worked on Baldur's Gate and Hitman before becoming an indie developer. You explore iconic paintings, collect items for quirky inhabitants, and solve casual puzzles, all while discovering the world of James Ensor, a Belgian modern art pioneer. You can find the game on Steam and any mobile device. Comments release on February 19th. Full disclosure, I was graciously provided a review copy of the game prior to release. However, with that in mind, it will not alter my opinion on the title. Starting with the settings page, it's a very relaxing shade of blue under some very basic settings. You can turn off your hand, which I'd assume is for the mobile versions, as I don't know why you'd ever want to do that. I would have loved a left-hand version for us lefties though. The most helpful option here would be allowing you to turn off distressing sounds. I didn't because I like torturing myself, but the option is there for those who can't handle. I will say there is a bit of them. There are no difficulty options as the game is meant to be played more laid back. The difficulty comes down to how good your eyesight is to distinguish the difference of art and the object you're looking for, and there are some very well hidden objects. You'll also need basic puzzle solving skills, but most of them are fairly easy to understand. The gameplay is incredibly simple. You're assisting a skeleton artist in navigating a surreal hand-painted universe to play Where's Waldo and solve puzzles to progress. Now visually, I think the game is gorgeous. I absolutely love the skeleton's design, and every new painting you visit is more unique than the last. The game makes it very clear what objects you should be finding, as they also lock you out of locations until they're found in previous rooms. There's quite a lot of back and forth exploring. However, once you've finished an objective, you can press on the bubble up top to be instantly teleported where you started the quest. I didn't figure this out for a while, which is funny because I did it in the first minute of playing and didn't register what I did. I just wasn't touching the art enough. Extremely helpful and a pro tip for you right there. Speaking of the UI, if you're ever stuck, there are two different types of hint mechanics. The first being if the light bulb up here is lit up. There are objects in this painting you're looking for that have not been found yet. If it's crossed off, you've got everything here and are free to move on to the next. This is another thing I never figured out till I was almost done with the game, and I just assumed clicking the light bulb would be the hint, and I wanted to complete the game without them. However, I was right in that clicking the light bulb is the second hint system. It will provide you a more direct hint and show you exactly where the object you're looking for is, assuming you're on the right screen. While the UI is incredibly helpful, I only have one complaint about it. There are a few rooms you'll venture into where the leaving arrow will collide with the pause menu if you stray too far out. Not frequent enough to be a problem, but annoying nonetheless. As for the puzzles, outside of the search and find, the vandalized paintings will be your main puzzle. You'll need to patch them by covering the shapes shown with tape without ever crossing paths. These will get a lot more complex the further you progress. There are also a few one-off puzzles thrown in, such as this Spot the Difference puzzle, or the hardest puzzle for me, playing the piano. You just have to follow the keys pressed, but I'm not exactly musically inclined. I still nailed it though. The world itself is literally pieced together from a wide variety of James Ensor's art with a personal touch and very smooth animations. Now, I had no idea who this artist was prior to playing, however, after doing my research, I can say his work is perfectly displayed here within the game, and Thomas did an amazing job giving it life and providing a playable journey. The music and sound design is also a little too good. As I mentioned before, there are distressing sounds placed within that make the rooms feel more alive and immersive. I did not like this dude eating what seemed like his last meal in my ear, but he eats so much you can actually hear him throughout the entire house while you're helping the other residents. This attention to detail was incredibly nice to see. The soundtrack is compiled up of a bunch of classical piano songs, all of which are incredibly relaxing to listen to while playing through and completing puzzles. I love my point and click adventures, but the immersion provided here is quite different when everything around you is taken from real life examples. I truly loved it. Hey, this section will include spoilers. If you like to avoid them, simply skip ahead to the achievements section. Ready? Let's continue. The story immediately starts as a skeleton raises up from the grave, in a perfectly nice suit, presumably named James Ensor. We can assume this will be us by the fact we have a skeleton hand and can tell him where to move. Lost and having no idea where to go, we can start exploring till we come across people and eventually things. They will require our help in finding objects. We now have a quest. Finding all the items they request and returning them will usually provide you a new location to explore or another item for someone else. While on our adventure, we'll come across a masked man who is vandalizing the artwork we're trying to traverse. We will start fixing his mess while trying to track him down, which over time we do. We catch him after a long chase, but noticed he is quite saddened. So like our other quests, we ask him what he's looking for. His answer is a painting. which will notice him on it. So, like the nice guy we are, we quickly leave in search of the painting he requested. He follows cautiously behind us until we eventually find the painting, which turns out to be his family's painting he was cut from, returning him to his long-lost home. We can feel relieved for a moment before continuing our own adventure forward. We'll eventually make it into an apartment complex and have to go around finding art supplies. This is where you'll find out you too just want to go back to the comfort of your own home and continue doing what you love so dearly. Painting. You know the saying, every painting tells a story? Well, this game is telling multiple stories all at once. It also raises more questions than it provides answers, which I think is a wonderful thing. Every painting you traverse has its own story being told, its own characters living within, some of which you may never even interact with. Those you do encounter are just living their life while asking for some assistance. A lot of the story is up for interpretation, which I'm not exactly good at, but it leaves a lot of room for questions I may never have answered, and I like that. It keeps you thinking. As implied at the start, there are currently no achievements. This might change come release, however I couldn't find any information on it. Steam is also learning about the product as I'm playing and uploading prior to release. If the game releases with achievements, you can expect another video of me obtaining them all without a doubt. If the game releases without achievements, I'll be a bit sad, as I love the hunting experience, but the game honestly doesn't need them. The experience provided is more than enough. I completed the game in exactly 54 minutes. This is with taking my time, admiring the art, failing simple mechanics, and solving everything possible. I think having a full 5+ hour game exactly like this, but on a greater scale in regards to storytelling, world exploration, and more unique puzzles would be such a relaxing time. Now let's go over some of the positives. It's an extremely unique hand-painted game in honor of James Enzor's 75th year of remembrance. Made by a single developer, it's completely free to play with no ads or DLCs, and the game is extremely cozy, laid back, and fit for anyone to play. As for the negatives, it's short, only around an hour depending on your gaming experience. This can, however, be a massive positive. If you're not a fan of search and find or point-and-click adventure games, you'll most likely not enjoy it, as that is exactly what it is. I honestly cannot think of another negative, as there truly isn't much you can say about a completely free title that did almost everything right. In conclusion, Please Touch the Artwork 2 is an amazing, quirky, hidden object art venture game I cannot recommend enough. I obviously wish it was a lot longer and even had a few achievements together for Steam collection purposes, but it will only take around an hour of your time. You get to listen to soothing piano music while controlling a handsome skeleton while looking for cute cats. I forgot to mention the cats, but if that doesn't sell you on the game, I don't know what will. However, that will conclude my early Please Touch the Artwork 2 review. Thank you so much for watching if you made it this far. Let me know what you thought down below, or what game I should complete next. A huge thanks to Thomas and Pirate PR for the opportunity. All links you'd ever need are in the description below. Subscribe so you never miss a video, and until next time, take care.